Hi all, welcome to my channel. So you are already familiar with data types in Python. Now let's talk about operators in Python. We have mainly three types of operators in Python. There are few other operators, but as a beginner you need to understand the three basic types of operator. First of all, mathematical operators. So whenever we have data, we want to perform some mathematical operation of that. So we want to do addition, subtraction, all sort of things. So in almost all of the tools wherever you are performing mathematical operations, the operators remain same. For example, if you want to add something, you need to use plus sign. You want to subtract something, you need to use minus sign, and so on. So let's just quickly use some of the operators here. So we have already seen in the previous video that if we are adding two numbers or subtracting two numbers, we are getting the results as expected using plus or minus sign. It is taking few seconds because my Colab is still connecting. Yeah, so as expected, you get the output of this. And if you want to multiply for a few things, for example, 5 multiplied by 2, so we use a star as we use it in Excel or R or many other languages. So it is going to give me the output 10 as expected, right? And if you want to divide some numbers, so again the division operator is same. It is a forward slash and I'm going to divide 10 by 2 and I'm going to get 5. Sometimes the numbers are not divisible completely. Sometimes we are interested in the integer part of the division. Sometimes we are interested in how much is the remainder. And for that we have two different operators. For example, if I do 12 and this is the operator, look at it carefully, 2 forward slash, and if I do it dividing it by 5, so I'm going to get here 2 because when we divide 12 by 5, it is going to be 2 point something. That something is truncated by Python and I'm just going to get the integer part, right? And what about if I'm interested in getting the integer, I can use percentage. So 12% 5 and it is going to give me the remainder part of the division. When you divide 12 by 5, 5 to the 10 and we get 2 as a remainder, right? So these are some of the operators. Sometimes we just want to find the exponentiation. For example, 2 raised power 5, it is going to be 32. Let me just check. I'm using star star here. So star star is to find power of something. So these are some common mathematical operators. There might be a few more and we just need some basics. Sometimes if you need something which you don't remember, you can always quickly Google and find out the relative operators. Operators usually are the same in most of the programming languages. And you might have noticed one thing, that here I have used space and here I have not used space. Although there is no strict rule whether you should use space or whether you should not use space, I prefer using one white space before and after the operator so that it's clearly readable. And we will talk about PEP, the style guide. It also suggests to use space before and after the operators. If you are not yet familiar, you can simply Google PEP8. It is the style guide for Python code. So again, there are no strict rules, but it gives you some suggestion how you should code and what all styles you should follow. So you can refer to this guide. In between, sometimes we will discuss, but I'm not going to read all those style guides for you. You will learn with time, or otherwise you can make your own style. That is completely okay. Now let's talk about comparison operator. So comparison means we need to compare two numbers, or maybe a string or boolean. Basically we need to compare two variables. So we can see whether less than, greater than, or equal to, or not equal to. Those kind of operators are there, as you might have expected. So let me just quickly check. I'm going to check whether 23 is less than 46 or not, 56 or not. So it is going to give me true or false. So whenever you use these kind of comparison operator, you get the output in the form of true and false. Let me check. It is going to give me false. And if I want to check exactly equal to, I need to use equal to. And definitely not equal to. So 23 is not equal to, I am going to check 20 plus 3, because 23 equal to 23, so we are getting false here, right? And there are few more comparison operator, is and is not. We will talk about those operator later in this course. Now let's talk about Boolean operator or logical operator. In any programming language we have some Boolean operators, and the basics are and or not, and there are few more, but let's keep it simple for the beginners. So for example, we can have in Python true and true. So we get true. If I do true and false, you might have done truth tables, it is going to be false. And similarly you can do for or operator and for not operator, not true. It would become more clear when we will create a variable. We will see how to create a variable in the next video. It will become more clear how you can use these operators. But and if you are from programming background, you must have done Boolean and these operators before. If you are from mathematics, you must have done set theory operation before, and or means intersection and union kind of things. But if you are new to both of these, then I need to tell you what are these Boolean operators. So let me make it easy for you if you are neither from computer science nor from mathematics background. So what happens is, for example, so let me first talk about AND. AND operator in computer science is equivalent to intersection in set theory. If you know set theory, or if you have heard about probability, there also we find the probability of A and B kind of thing. So whatever domain you have, just get an idea. If we have one set here, let me give it a name, set A, and if we have set B here, so this common portion is the intersection in mathematics, and basically it is AND in computer science. AND means the elements which are there in A and which are there in B. So whatever is common basically. For example, I know R, Python, Excel, SQL, some tools. I am making the list. And for example, you know Excel and R. So suppose these are my tools, these are your tools, then R is common. So this is there in intersection. This is the concept of intersection. Now how it relates to AND, we will see here. Suppose we have some variable which is true and another variable which is 5. And if we apply AND, again here true and false. Yeah. So suppose these are the values of one variable, true and false. These are the values of another variable, true and false. So AND becomes true when both of the variables are true, right? Both are true. So both is the word. So true and true, we are going to get true. False and false, we are going to get false. AND means both. So when both are true, we are going to get true. When both are false, we are going to get false, because false and false, yes, both are okay, right? And otherwise here we are going to get false. So basically AND is true only when both are true, otherwise always it is going to be false. Fine. And that is what we have seen earlier. And similarly or means if this happens or this happens. So if this is true, then also this is true. If this is true, this is false, then also this is true. If this is false, this is true, then also this is true. If this is false, then obviously false. So or means we are going to get true most of the time, because if any of the variable is true and we are putting or operator, we are going to get true result. And otherwise we will get false when all of those are false. While in AND operator, we get true when both are true, otherwise we get false. So these are the truth tables of AND or not. And I'm not spending too much time on that, but yes, not operator, what is the not operator? So if it is true, you apply not operator, it becomes false, and vice versa. If it is false originally, you apply not operator, it becomes true, vice versa. So these are the AND or not operator, and you can relate or operator with union, either this true or this true. And obviously not operator you can relate with complementary set or complementary event. Now, if you are doing it for the first time and finding it heavy, don't worry, take your time, and with practice, when you will use these things with data, things will become more clear. It's kind of abstract knowledge or dry knowledge in the beginning, but when you will use these things with data, you will really find them fun and interesting. Thank you for watching.